Hello, I had perfection. I had perfection. I have it. These motherfuckers, man. These systematic fuckheads. I don't know how they did it. They've done it to me several times. I had my Bloggy on. It's got a microphone. I have my Yeti right here, and it was on. Yet these pieces that I did with Tamara and Valerie speaking, when I had the phone on, the microphone got dumped somehow or another. Apparently, they don't want you recording phone conversations. Oh, that might be it. The wavelengths from the phone. It's a Panasonic. I mean, this is how they don't say there's. The government will tell you there's no such thing as a conspiracy, and none of the government agencies work together. Well, uh, uh, I mean, this is what they don't want out here. I'm pretty damn sure. They don't want you talking about what's really going on out here. No. Why are you vauntedly so justifiable in telling us what's going on? I mean, you don't know shit, do you? I mean, what could you tell us? I mean, you're not Harvard, Yard, Yale professor, or Oxford, or any of those other fellows, are you? I mean, you can't tell us what's going on. You don't really know nothing, do you? Oh, I don't. So they don't want it heard, and I'm devastated. It was good work. I had her on for 2 hours, I think. Tamara talking. Now all you'll see is my imagery. I'm going to put it up just the same. No sound. I'll follow it with this, the no sound trilogy. So that when you hear me speaking, and I will test this out to make sure that I'm speaking, you will know that I had nothing to do with turning the sound off of these recordings, but you will see my take on what I observed. I can tell you what she says. You've heard pieces of it, but it was brilliant with Valerie because she has an audience. As long as it's somebody else but me not questioning her when she's doing her rap, she's fine. But she'll say something, and I'll be curious about it, and I'll question her on it, and that dumps it off into a whole nother realm of like, you never let me talk. I was asking questions about what she meant. I mean, that's kind of a tough one. I mean, but anyway, that's my woman. That's the way she operates. You've seen her this morning uh, with her particular devastations, and she loves to do it. She loves to tear me down. She's hit me a couple of times lately, and oh, my woman be like, Liza Minnelli's husband, you'll cry, please, my woman beat me. Yes, I am. You fucking wuss. Well, okay, but I'm doing this. I'm airing this. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to let my public decide whether or not I should go. I'm going to let my public decide whether or not they're going to help me pay my debt to her. And I'm saying I get by on 25K. If I gave her 25K, that would pay off every debt that I've ever created with this woman. But then there would be an imbalance because I did a lot of work for that 25K. I exchanged mightily. I'll show you the work. I'll do it on the blog. Yeah, I just cleared it out. Things are going well on that end. I got my cameras working fine. And I also have a piece on my other camera, a couple of pieces, 8 pieces I downloaded from there. I got to go through those and name them and all that. This is what I could use help with any of you ladies out there. Well, whatever, if a feller and you don't mind being around me, come on over and help me with this shit. I won't give you the keys to my kingdom like Jordan Maxwell did. You won't get my passwords or anything. I'll just bring you up. And I don't want you to bring any hacking software like one of those massive storage inputs. Don't do it. Not that I would search you, unless you were a woman, I'd search you assiduously. If you were a woman, I'd put just like the TSA, I'd put my finger in your butthole, and I'd put my finger in your clit to make sure you weren't hiding one of them chips. Which may be why they're searching people so assiduously, is that they don't want any spare chips floating around that they don't have control of, like your telephone. I'm sure the airlines are having a problem with people photographing their, shall we say, extraction policies with people that actually paid for an airline seat, and they they were told by the airline, the airline took the money and they paid for the seat, and it was their seat. And the airline comes along and said, "No, we're going to trash our contract with you. We're going to give it to some schlub that has much more need than you. When maybe you spent weeks lining up this flight and you need to get where you need to go." And no, the airlines and their magnificent altitudes are going to deny you your seat. And then when you protest, they bring some thugs on with tasers and they tase you and they haul you off the plane. And you have to deal with a federal prosecutor saying, "Well, why did you make terrorist threats on the plane?" And the terrorist threat was comprised of, "No, I won't give up my seat." That's the terrorist. That's the terrorist threat. And under the Patriot Act, you're prosecutable. At the very least, you'll spend, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. I've heard of as much as 2 days in their lockup facility just for standing your ground. And you know what the next move usually is when people don't allow you to stand your ground without the thuggery, or with the thuggery particularly. There's going to be problems down the road, which is intentional. The reason that the TSA is jacking everybody up and all the other government agencies are jacking something up is they're getting ready to let loose the dogs of destruction on us all. Ask Hillary in that speech about pushing the fucking button. That red button, you push it there, and for some reason these missiles that have, I don't know, 30, 50 quadrillion warheads on them will fly into the sky, and they will go over someplace else, and they will drop their load. They will drop their load. And Hillary said, "Well, if you don't do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it, there will be consequences." Well, excuse me, Hillary, for being so observant, if I can call it that. But if they blow the fucking place up, there won't be any need for you to not make them suffer, or make them suffer for not blowing the place up, Hillary. Because I'm sure that there's, the button pushers out there. They have a contract that says, "Well, I'm paid pretty good money to push this button, and when the orders come to push this button, if I don't push this button, then I'm fucked." So they'd push the button. That kind of deal. It's in Fail Safe. It's in Doctor Strangelove. It's in it's particularly in the Bedford incident. Fire, whang, bang. that was perfection. Take the time out of it. Just put the information together. It doesn't have to be in sequence. Just put what the information is in front of you. Think about it. Not linearly. That's the trap. It's the lie. It's the propaganda. It's not the importance of the time track. That's not what it is. It's the energy of the creation of whatever it is they're trying to get over on you. That's what it is. And the programming can run, for centuries, thousands, trillion. Ask Michael Tellinger. The programming can run for billions of years. And it's replayed, of course, people die out. I mean, it's inevitable. You die, and then somebody else leads from you. That's why patriarchy is so important. They want the child to go with them, on their Dina. They want their child to go with the Gina wants to go on their Dina. Okay, that's it. It's very simple. It's survival of the spermatozoites and the survival of the aeloids, and they've got them all. They've got them all. So anyway, I'm going to cut this at 10. I got to take a nap. I'm tired. The woman's running me dragged. I've got some information about our little episodes this morning, and I will put them up on the feed. I'm doing Facebook Direct right now. See what the impact is. I know there's people watching Wendy, and Wendy, and Wendy, and Wendy and Wendy too. I know you're watching. Maybe, I hope. This goes to something. This is a challenge to all you would-be listeners out there. What's the most severe thing you can do? The most severe thing you can do if you're following someone on the energy. Wouldn't it be to withdraw yourself from withdrawing something from the energy? Like, goddamn, he said something that made something. And, that kind of stuff. Some of my best gets, G-I-T, get. Some of my best gets are from serendipitous leanings. And it's like I'm getting more and more of those. We are in a quickening. At least I am. That might be my problem. They've had Star Trek. I think it was Voyager or one of those had this thing where I think the doctor was out of phase and he was out of time and he was either ahead or behind the crew in present time. And so he keeps showing up either late or early, and nobody's there or whatever. And he has to deal with this, and they work it out. Beautiful, beautiful. They're telling you how it works. The time machine. They're telling you how it works. Oh, there's no such thing as a time machine. I've never heard of no time machine. Every time I hear about a time machine, time flies. Or it's a slow day. I mean, I never heard nothing about a time machine. It's all right here. Your time is all right here. Our time is all right here. And it's not linear. Anyway, I got 11 minutes. Going to do lay down. Here we go.